Okay, today is June 26, 2025, and this is the next update to the pear series. So really not much is happening except the pears are growing and we're just waiting to harvest these pears. All the hard work has been done already early in the season, so now we're just sitting back and wait. So in the meantime, I just thought I'll give you an update to show you what the pears look like. So here is my Korean giant. And there's a lot of fruits. I should have picked off more fruits. I mean, I picked up a bunch of them, but I should have picked up more. So the more I picked off, the larger they will get. So these are not gonna get too big, but I've already tried a few that fell off, and they're quite good right now. They're not as sweet until later, towards the end of July to early August. That's when they are ready to be picked and they would taste the best. But right now, every so often the wind would blow and then the fruits would fall when it's really hard wind, and then I would try some of those and they taste pretty good. So here's what they look like there. There are lots of them. Good sized fruits here, and all up and down the tree. And this is the Shinko graft. This is a slightly different than the Korean giant. See, there's the Korean giant right there. And this is the Shinko graft. So there's a few larger ones there. And then on that side, the branch is like really falling down because it's packed with fruit. So I'll show you. Okay, so here is the other Shinko graft. I have to stake it up because the weight of the fruit is causing these to fall all the way down here. So there's good amount of fruits on here. These are Shinko. Right here some. And then back to the Korean giants here. Okay, so here is another tree. And this is the multi-grafted tree, and we have Chojuro in the middle over there. This year the Chojuro has more fruit than last year. And here is this is also Chojuro here. These are Korean giant grafts. And just a few fruits on those. Right there. And then we have Hosui right there. Look at that one branch, guys. If anything the wind would blow harder, it'll take those fruits off and maybe snap the branch. But look at those beautiful fruits in little clusters up there as well. And we have a few cracks here, you see. When there's inconsistent watering, then you get these cracks right here. So sometimes when we get rain, like a lot of rain, it does that to the fruits. And that usually happened to the Shinseiki and the 20th century. The Chojuro and Korean giant and those Shinko, they're tougher on the skin, so they don't crack as much. But other than that, everything's doing great. So this is still okay. I'll just leave it there and remove those when I eat it. And here's the other Shinko. This one produced crazy last year, and because of that, this year it produces less, but also the fruits are much smaller. You see? We have a bird nest up there. There's 3 baby birds in there. And I think that's a robin, and there's 2 of them, and they come down, they collect bugs and stuff all day long. Being a bird is pretty tough to take care of the baby because they worked overtime. I see them all the time. Okay, so this is a multi-grafted, so there's a bunch of stuff on here. I think this is a Korean giant right here. Hosui branch right there. That branch was full of fruit last year, but this year it didn't produce any. There's no fruit on that. And so let's go around. I'll show you a few more things. Same with that branch there is a Hosui, and no fruit on that this year. Last year there was a bunch. And then those are all Shinkos right there, those fruits right there. And let me take you to the back. I'll show you some of the Shinseiki. Okay, so here is the back, and we have a few Shinseiki. Last year it had a ton of fruit, so this year it kind of produced less. So it always does that. Every other year, if you let the pear produce too much one year, the next year it won't produce as much. And let's see, here's some Korean giant, no fruit on that. These are all Shinko. It produces fruits all the way down to the bottom, to the ground. See that? Look at this. There are lots of them. If you look up, like here, let's see. It's still quite a good amount of fruits on this. They're just not as big as last year. Okay, on to my apples. These are multi-grafted apples, and I've added a ton of new grafts. Like, for example, this one here, this one here, this one here, this one here, that one there, that one there. Those are all new grafts, and this one as well, this one as well. There's some in the middle, and look at that, guys. There's some flowers happening back there. And it shouldn't flower this time of the year because it is almost July now, and so the apple should already starting to ripen up. But let's take a look. See, so you see, I think the fruit tree is a little confused, but we have apples there. Oh, and here's my apple, but then I grafted a pear onto it. This is a Shinko pear, and look at this, guys. 2 fruits. There were more, but I picked them off. So if you ever wonder if you can graft an apple onto a pear and they will produce, yes, you can do that. But I also did the reverse, so let me show you the other way. So here I have a pear tree that I grafted an apple onto. My squash is climbing all over here, so this is an apple right here. It's been a few years, still growing. It produced flowers this year, but it didn't stick. Okay, so here is another Shinko pear, and again, it produced a pretty good amount, but the fruits are smaller this year than last year. So I think next year it may do better. Okay, so here we also have Korean giant grafted onto it, and look at that. Bigger than the Shinko. And I have Shinseiki somewhere in here, but they didn't have any fruits. So here's some more fruits here, and all of them are in there. See it? Decent amount of fruits, not as good quality, so I'm expecting a lot better next year, but the trees are healthy. So while we're at it, I'm gonna show you my kumquats. Look at that, these are kumquats right here. These are Meiwa. These are the sweet ones. Oh, speaking of the birds, you see there? The robin. They're catching worms and bugs for the babies. That's her. Either a he or she, one of them. See, there's stuff in her mouth, and then she'll fly back up there and feed the babies. She's pretty tame at this point because I'm out here all the time. She sees me, she doesn't care, so she just go on and with her business and catch stuff. There's stuff in her mouth right now. You see, she just flew up to the nest to feed the baby. Let's go take a look. She doesn't mind. You see, there she is, feeding the baby. Look at that. Man, the babies are getting much bigger and stronger now. They're screaming for food. Before, they just have their mouth open, and then the mom just feed them. But now they're fighting for food. Okay, so let's take a look at our persimmons. So persimmons are doing great. There's a lot of drops, but that's just typical of this tree. It drops so many fruits every year, but the remaining fruits, I mean, there's still a bunch of them left. So here, you see? And then, you know, every single branch you get like a cluster, 5 or 6 of them, all the way up to the top. And then there, see, all over the place. I mean, I still get a lot of persimmons, which I'm very happy with. Maybe the tree is just not able to support so many, so it dropped a ton. So there's right here, see, those are a good amount of fruits. And there's some more. Look, she's back to catch some more bugs. Okay, so here's the last persimmon. And you see the fruits are starting to change color. You see that? So by August, they will change a little orange. And then September, October is when I'll start to harvest these. These are great to eat raw. I mean, not raw, but right off the tree. Or you can dry them. I mean, I dried them last year and they were delicious. And here I have some more astringent variety. This is a Tennenashi. I bought the tree this year. Pretty good size. And it has 2 fruits right here. Okay, so while we're at it, let's look at some figs. These are some my Desert King. Get some figs. I have figs all over the yard, so I'll just show you a few. Oh, here's my test. This is my chocolate persimmons. This one as well. I'm just testing around with these, and I can't believe it. A little tree like this in a 5-gallon bucket, it's producing 4 fruits. They're not going to be very big, but I'm just toying around with this to learn more about them. That's it. Those are also astringent. Okay, so look at our friend right there. That's it for now. I'll be back later in the year once the pears are ready to harvest, and then I will update you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.